So siapa yang belum subscribe Galeri Kereta, boleh klik button kat bawah subscribe, dan kita jumpa lagi di next episode untuk kita apa lagi proses untuk KA30 ni. Okay, see you, bye bye. Assalamualaikum.
Oi, bukan kemain susah track ni. Nampak macam senang je dekat map. Tetapi dia naik turun macam roller coaster. Lepas tu dia punya apex ada 2, 3, 4 biji.
Dekat map dia tu macam petak saja je kan. Senang
Itulah.
nampak dia.
Itu belum lagi masuk dekat dia punya chicane.
Hi guys.
Oh, hi there. Well, we've just been driving around the Oulton Park circuit here, and let me tell you, it's a real tough track. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? I can't predict it. But one thing's for sure, Jay's going to have to... Oi, bukan kemain susah track ni. Nampak macam senang je dekat map. Tetapi dia naik turun macam roller coaster. Lepas tu dia punya apex ada 2, 3, 4 biji.
Dekat map dia tu macam petak saja je kan. Senang
Itulah.
nampak dia.
Itu belum lagi masuk dekat dia punya chicane.
Hi guys.
Oh, hi there. Well, we've just been driving around the Oulton Park circuit here, and let me tell you, it's a real tough track. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? I can't predict it. But one thing's for sure, Jay's going to have to work very hard to keep his #1 spot. Who's going to win this? Let's head on over to the studio. Roll intro. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to round 2 of the SDeal Saga Cup. This time around, we're going to be at the Oulton Park circuit for what's going to be a very, very special run. Will these drivers be able to actually keep the speeds up through a very, very challenging course? My name is Max Palmer and with me in the studio is Muhammad Budi. Apa khabar Budi?
Alhamdulillah, baik Max. Oh, hari ni kita jumpa lagi Max dekat Oulton Park pula.
Ya, yeah, Oulton Park ni yang agak special juga. Kita dah buang chicane.
Itulah. Kalau ada chicane ni mengancam tu.
Itu dia. So for safety sake and sebab kita nak tengok bagaimana cara driver boleh maintain momentum, kita dah buang chicane dekat Oulton Park. So it's the fastest Oulton Park you're going to see all season long, and it's going to be quite an interesting season because not only have we just been to Bathurst in the previous rounds, but we're also going next round to Italy in the Misano circuit, as well as Germany in the fabled Nordschleife. And when I say the Nürburgring, I really do mean all of the Nürburgring there, not just the Nordschleife actually, but with the Südschleife as well. So this is going to be quite an interesting thing. But this track, walaupun dia nampak simple, dia nampak dekat peta dia nampak simple, tetapi dekat track tu macam Budi cakap sebelum start event, start live stream, sebenarnya ada banyak susahan dia, banyak challenge dia. Basically
dia sebab salah satu punca dia punya track bukannya rata straight. Macam kalau kita main dekat Sepang dia agak straight kan. Yang ni dia tak rata. So dia ada bank, dia ada jalan yang agak beralun. Untuk kereta Saga dia agak punishing kalau tanya saya. So kita tak boleh nak terlampau agresif.
Yes.
Lagi satu teknik driving yang dekat sini yang saya perasan, most of the time kita kena lebih kepada weight shifting. Kita banyak main weight shifting untuk track ni.
Ya, itu akan jadi salah satu daripada boleh dikirakan top the most important thing lah.
Top priorities lah.
Yeah, dia top priority. So there you have it. Now we're going to head over and have a look at our sponsors there. Special thanks goes out to SDeal Gaming along with our co-sponsors Talk3 Lubricants and Simmatch. Of course, SDeal Gaming, your number one spot for all your sim racing needs. They have all sorts of packages available there, and all of them nice and turnkey, ready to go. Also, special thanks there to Talk3 Lubricants. These guys have been absolutely fantastic. They've been supporting motorsports not only virtually but in the real world as well, and you can catch them usually at Sepang. They've been testing their oils there every month and they'll continue to do so. Real passionate people there. And of course, a special thanks to Simmatch. They're one of the best, the biggest simulator fabrication companies out there. Fantastic quality products there, and real byword in extruded aluminium simulators there. So special thanks goes out to those guys there, and also special thanks goes out to VMS there for their prize sponsorship coming up there. And that's going to be something really very special. Jom kita saksikan dia punya prize.
Prize pun idaman semua orang Max the first prize.
Itu dia first prize. Simmatch GT1 aluminium cockpit. So we actually do have one in the studio, as you can see there. Throughout the course of the season, we'll be bringing you a few bits of extra content on that simulator. My personal opinion, it has not moved a single millimeter. And with my aggressive driving style, that's something to be said right there. So this thing, really, really good quality stuff in there, and very adjustable as well. Kita boleh adjust sampai dapat betul-betul tepat sitting position.
Bergantung kepada keperluan dan kehendak kita sendiri Max, keselesaan kita.
So Budi belum lagi try. Mungkin lepas ni kita kena suruh Budi test drive sekejap nanti selepas stream. So after that, of course, we have the VNM shifter. This is a H pattern shifter that's super good. Very nice tactical feedback there. Again, having used it for a little while, we did a little stream there with Antuduson's new track, and the shifting feels really good. In fact, if I can get that shifting feel in my road car, I'd be a very happy man indeed. Third prize is the Torque 5W40 fully synthetic oil. This is the oil of choice for a lot of drivers at Sepang right now, and it's a very high quality oil which has also been tested and proven time and time again. So itu yang benda yang paling mengagumkan bagi saya. Dia setiap kali dia akan pergi kat Sepang, dia akan test oil tu, dia akan buat analisa dan betul-betul fokus dekat
Fokus
R&D.
dekat dia, R&D dia.
So itu yang istimewa juga. 4th place to 9th place prize is the Torque 3 10W40 semi-synthetic oil. Also, again, like we said with the Torque products, really, really good stuff indeed. And of course, from 10th to 12th place prize is the SDeal Gaming jersey. Now we're rocking some special edition Adrenaline Impact units right here. And these will be special to the drivers as well. So SDeal Gaming jerseys are on for guys from 10th to 12th place. So boleh kirakan agak special juga lah championship prize pada
Banyak pula tu prize tu. Daripada nombor 1 sampai nombor 12.
Itu dia.
Bukan sikit-sikit
Yeah. And also we've got Galeri Kereta's 1 million YouTube subscriber giveaway. So of course they're going to do a pre-giveaway at the 900,000 viewer mark. And all of you guys will be entered for that concurrently with the 1 million YouTube subscriber giveaway. And this is going to be absolutely fantastic. You get a chance to win a Toyota KE30 Resto Mod car. Cantik kereta tu.
Tengok sekali macam lawanya kita ni.
Itu dia. Mungkin kalau saya dapat chance untuk berjumpa dengan Aulia tu, first thing kena test kereta tu. Kena test drive tu.
Kena rasa kereta tu Max
Saya pun sebagai peminat kereta Toyota memang respect. So that car is up for grabs there. All you have to do is to purchase one of these fantastic t-shirts there from Galeri Kereta. Fantastic little device there, and you even get a free sticker. So biasanya diorang akan ada secret prize dalam setiap box juga.
Menarik Max Dia punya quality box pun cantik tau.
Itu dia. So ini betul-betul boleh dikirakan premium product. And memang top of the line there. Oops, just gonna hide that there. But in any case, we are going to go around to the start of qualifying right now at Oulton Park in England. The qualifying sessions have just begun. We will give you some live images as soon as we get down there. So just another mention there from the Galeri Kereta guys. It's 897,000 subscribers. So if you want to join them for their pre-giveaway as well as their giveaway, you've got to get your shirts in very quickly. Ini dalam berapa hari je ni dah masuk 900.
Ya.
So tahniah kepada GK dan semua minat kami daripada Galeri Kereta. Terima kasih kerana menjumpai kami di malam ni.
Betul Max. So sampai 900 dia bagi free giveaway terus.
So bila kau menang free giveaway tu pun dia orang takkan tarik nama daripada kotak tu, dia orang akan still ada. Kita
masih lagi berpeluang untuk memenangi KE30 tu.
Ya, betul.
Yang cantik tu.
So kita ada peluang nak menang 2 kali.
2 kali kemenangan. Penting tu.
Itu dia. So let's catch that up there. So pretty soon we're going to head off into qualifying. Like I said, it will be quite an interesting lap around the track. We've got the map up there for Oulton Park, but do note we have taken the chicanes out for this run there. One of the interesting things we can have a look at here is the first corner, second corner and the island hairpin. Tu boleh dikirakan 3 selekor yang paling penting untuk
paling menakutkan.
Yeah.
Untuk starting dia mungkin agak biasa Max. Tapi untuk dalam middle of the race dengan keadaan tayar yang dah kurang, dia akan menjadi semakin lama semakin susah. Dalam kita fighting for position pun, keadaan 3 position dia agak payah untuk kita fight lah. Untuk lagi-lagi kalau orang jenis yang buat dia agresif kan.
Yeah.
Dia agak susah sebenarnya.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to be nice and cool, calm and collected right there.
Okay. So kita akan ke sesi qualifying kan kalau ikut kan.
Sebentar lagi. We're just going to fire up those cameras at the track there real quick. We'll be there in a few moments time, but for now do stay with us. We'll be there in a few seconds.
4:17.
We just got news as well from our pit lane reporter, Umar Aziz. Sebelum kita masuk ke track tu, we just got a bit of info there. So in practice sessions there, Jay Wong is the fastest with I believe that is Danish Aznita in second place and Jasmine is in third position there. So that's your top 3, and it's going to be interesting to see how Danish does against Jay. From memory, I didn't quite catch him at Bathurst. Sure, he had a bit of a problem or something that he might not even have been there at the track. I do apologize, he was in fact at the track, but had a few problems during the race there. But he's definitely on form this time around. It's going to be interesting to see if we get a new winner. So pemenang baru mungkin.
Kita akan tengok kompetitor baru kali.
Yeah.
Kita akan nampak rivalry yang lain sikit daripada yang Bathurst punya tu.
So there we go. The cars are beginning to come out on track. A lot of cars steaming out of the track there. They're all rushing to try and get as good a driving position around the track here. I guess slipstreaming will be important in some sections. There is some high speed sections there. But again, slipstreaming is one thing, but being in dirty air and being in a lot of traffic can be another thing entirely. So I guess they're going to try their hardest to begin at the very start and try and get that banker lap in. So dia nak kira selamat lah.
Betul. Sebab dalam keadaan pemanduan mungkin untuk qualifying benda ni tak terasa sangat, Max. Tapi kalau dalam race pace dia agak apa orang kata mempengaruhi kita punya race pace kita kan.
Yeah, so the air temperature right now on is 8 degrees Celsius at the track right now. The track temperature is 16 degrees Celsius. It's fairly cold right now on track, and it's just about the limit of where you can keep these tyres alive. Yang apa yang kita perlu ingatkan dengan kereta ni, dalam series perlumbaan Saga Cup, dia akan pakai road tyre sahaja, bukan performance tyre, bukan semi slick, bukan full slick, tyre jalan raya
biasa
tu dia.
Jadi untuk road temperature ni dia agak sejuk juga, Max. 16 ni.
Yeah.
So mungkin akan ambil masa yang lama sikit untuk tayar jadi orang kata burnout.
Yeah.
Lagi elok kan.
Yeah.
Tak lebih grip.
So itu dia, the tyre temperature is going to be the key factor here. We're looking at Jay Wong right now as he's about to go and start his lap. Let's see if we can go on board with him as he goes over Deer's Leap. That's the final corner of the lap. He's coming down in towards turn 1. Now it's absolutely critical to keep your car to the left-hand side as much as possible before going down on the brakes between the turning point and the apex there. He's gone a little bit wide there. He's just turned it a fraction early there, but you can keep the speed going through on the grass there. There's a little bit of AstroTurf that just has enough grip to keep you going. Now down through Cascades and into this left-hander. Again, very, very difficult because the camber ends at some point around the track there, so you can get to the apex very easily, but from the apex to the exit, it's very easy to have the car understeer. Now coming up towards the island hairpin, you've got this fast left-hander which will shoot you directly into the braking zone here right now. You've got the sun in your eyes, you're barely in the right point to try and brake, and you turn into this high bank corner. Shades of Zandvoort there going through around that track there, and now coming out of the island hairpin and into this fast back straight. These drivers should be able to clock speeds of 176 kilometers an hour, which is absolutely flying considering this is quite a small track. Now coming up to this braking zone up ahead here, this corner is going to be absolutely critical. He drops as little speed as possible. He's still going through there at 140 kilometers an hour, but he's got the car very sideways. He's got the sun in his eyes, and he's had a big shunt. That is a huge accident. That's going to pick up a couple of cars there. Big impact there from Jay Wong, and that's going to give him quite a few problems there.
Okay, itu yang saya katakan tadi, Max. Sikit je kesilapan dekat situ, dia terus shoot out. Lagi satu dekat kawasan tu naik bukit, dan dia terus lift off dekat situ tau.
Itu yang boleh dikirakan benda yang agak dramatik sikit.
Dramatik.
Sebab bila kereta tu naik, bila dia crash ke atas bukit tu, kereta tu akan jadi ringan. Bila dia jadi ringan tu, dia akan boleh kirakan kurang stabil lah, kalau kita panggil.
Betul.
So itu dia. As you guys have also noticed there, with a couple of the drivers trying to fight for track position, it's a very small track for 30 drivers to be fighting over. We of course have an open qualifying session right now. Now the difference is you have two formats for qualifying in AC. You've got the open qualifying session and the lone qualifying session. Right now the qualifying session is open, so not only do they have to focus on getting the perfect lap time, but they've got to have to manage their expectations driving around all the other drivers that are out there on the track at the same time. Of course, if it was lone qualifying, all they have to do is worry about driving on the track alone to get the maximum possible performance out of their cars. Here, it's a little bit more complicated. Boleh dikirakan lagi susah untuk cuba dapatkan time.
Tapi ada advantage untuk open qualifying ni, yang mana dia ada advantage untuk drafting berbanding kalau kita buat lone. Dekat situ dia ada sedikit advantage lah. Cumanya disadvantage dia lebih kepada traffic. Dia kena fikir mungkin dia boleh bawa baik orang yang depan dalam keadaan yang nak buat agresif, mungkin melakukan kesilapan. Okay, jadi dekat situ dia agak ada pro and cons lah.
Dan
tapi untuk open qualifying ni dia lagi menarik, Max.
Sebab dia ada teknik dan taktik dia sendiri.
Betul.
Dan kita pun boleh nampak juga yang ada juga dia punya extra danger dengan Jay Wong tadi kita nampak accident tu.
Apa yang berlaku tadi kan?
So dia pun terkolek orang lain. So going around this corner here, we've got that double right-hander there. Again, very difficult to get both apexes. You're better off trying to focus on getting one right and getting the exit right there before you come up to the braking zone here. It banks and then it drops down away from you. So this is a real three-dimensional corner before you come up towards Deer's Leap, where motorcycle racers would often lift their front wheel before coming across the start-finish line there. 4 kilometers of absolutely jam-packed entertainment.
Okay, track ni dia, kalau kita ikut yang track yang ada chicken, dia agak technical, Max. Tapi untuk track ni dia agak high speed punya section kan. Dia ada 2 high speed section. Yang first straight yang sebelum island tu, and then lepas daripada island punya punya hairpin tu kan, dia ada 2 high speed section yang mana kat situ akan jadi tempat orang kata overtake punya section tau. Kita kan boleh tengok perlombaan yang dekat situ yang macam semua nak tahu apa yang berlaku selepas ni.
Ada 2 braking zone yang boleh dikirakan heart attack braking zone.
Betul.
So betul-betul dalam condition cemas tu. Kita tengok Jules, hampir terkeluar daripada track tu, tetapi agak cantik juga dia punya car control dapat juga mengawalkan situasi dan carry on with the drive there. So let's see if Jules will get a good lap going through here, coming through turn 1. Again, he's turning it a little bit early, but he's got the right speed, just about. Could have gone a little bit quicker through there, but again, he's having to try and learn this track quite quickly as well. He's got Jeff Chong behind him. Let's see if Jeff can actually manage this situation through there. CG Jules gets the car a little bit sideways through around the section here, and you can actually see how little grip the drivers have going through this track there. So he manages to get Jeff Chong through, and but that's good. A really good example of traffic management as well. Sometimes you've got a faster car behind you, it's better to let him go past and try again. In fact, you could try and follow him in order to get that much vaunted slipstream.
Kita boleh ikut juga dia punya line tu, Max. Sebab kadang-kadang kita tak dapat kita punya racing line. Jadi bila kita follow orang punya dengan drafting, dengan race line yang lebih bagus, jadi kita boleh follow dia punya speed. Okay. Satu lagi apa yang saya perasan, Max, bank ataupun camber untuk track ni dia agak menakutkan sebenarnya. Sebab dia inside okay, kita mungkin boleh follow the flow punya bank tu, tapi untuk outside dia mungkin agak menakutkan lah sebenarnya.
Agak tricky juga. Kita boleh nampak kat sini CG Jules very sideways and just unable to get the car straightened up through there. Kita baru je cakap
tempat yang sama, Max. Tempat yang sama
itu boleh dikirakan mungkin selekor yang paling susah sebenarnya dekat track ni. So
kalau tanya saya, selekor yang paling susah is supposed to be yang the first one lah. Lepas naik bukit, dan sebab dia dekat situ banyak orang dia akan cuba ambil early apex tau. Sebab dia agak long corner, jadi kita kena hit end of the apex itself. So kita ada master sets, kita orang buat dengan master set sekarang melalui front straight ni.
Dan apa yang saya perasan dengan master set tu, dia punya time dekat practice tu agak bagus juga.
Dia top 10 ya?
Top 10 juga. So ada kemungkinan track ni dia lagi kepada sifat road car, track, tayar kurang grip sikit, mungkin specialist togi ada chance juga.
Ada chance betul. Dia lebih confident, Max.
Dia lagi in his element dengan jalan yang bumpy. Ada camber.
Tapi Max, kalau ikut daripada pemanduan, ramai pemandu yang dekat sini nampaknya dia lebih agresif daripada yang dekat Bathurst hari tu mungkin sebab dia punya track nampak macam tak susah, jadi semua orang macam lebih confident.
Itu dia. Dan lagi pun
sekali lagi breaking point yang agak macam saya kata breaking point yang agak sukar untuk kita ni. Sepatutnya dia kena break awal sikit daripada apa tadi. Orang most of the time kita akan expect yang benda tu kita boleh ambil. Tapi sebenarnya dia punya breaking point dia agak crucial. Dia cuba untuk mengambil 2 apex, berjaya. 3 point punya corner yang agak cantik yang diambil oleh masa set sebentar tadi. Di turn yang terakhir, satu turn yang cantik. Most of the time dekat track ni kalau perasan macam tu lah dia punya ni Max dia punya apex dia. Kita dah masuk awal tapi ada lagi.
Dia apex yang panjang. Dia tak boleh clip apex. Dia kena hug apex.
Betul. Dia kena keep on ikut je kawasan tu.
So mungkin itu pun lagi satu yang Master Chef boleh ambil daripada dunia toge masuk dalam track ini, sebab in toge driving you really do have to hang on to the apex for a lot longer. And it's interesting to hear as well with Master Seth. He's using a lot of engine braking as well as he's going down through the gears there. So you can hear the engine revs rising quite a lot. And in low grip situations, you're going to have to need that almost like a secondary ABS system to try and slow the cars down before going through the corner there. So perhaps we might see an interesting battle through there. Now we're having a look at Rizal, who had a fantastic run in the last race there until we jinxed it.
Well, things happen, Max.
So yang saya tak boleh tahan sampai sekarang ni pun betul-betul bila kita cakap tu.
Right on time tau.
Itulah.
Tadi dah jadi 2 kali. Well, I hope nothing happen untuk orang-orang yang lain.
Sebelum kita start race ni, kita nak bersiap sedia dan meminta maaf siap-siap sebelum start race, sebab biasalah kita kan kena explain kepada semua para audience apa yang terjadi, apa yang mungkin terjadi, apa yang bakal terjadi. So kalau ada sesiapa yang terkes nanti pada malam ni, harap-harap
152 Max. Satu timing yang agak bagus dilakukan oleh Rizal
with 8 minutes gone right now. We're going on board with Ahmad Hakim. Rizal's managed to go 2 seconds a lap faster than the rest of the field. Now it's down to Jay Wong and to Danish Aznita to try and get back that time. And another driver that will be pushing very hard to try and get that time is Ahmad Hakim, who's coming down towards turn 1 here, keeping very far to the left before gunning through the corner there. He's actually taken a beautiful apex through there, using all of that AstroTurf on the exit, just keeping the perfect amount of speed, going down towards the cascades there. Hard on the brakes there, again using quite a lot of engine braking to try and get the car turned in, and just meeting up the exit curb beautifully there, and now is trying to keep that advantage, keep that speed going all the way through to the hairpin. Now on the very left hand side there, he's going to go through this flat out left-hander all the way to the edge of the track. You can tell that car's going very quickly. He manages to drag the car to the other side of the track in order to get the perfect line coming through islands there, coming out of the corner there, just beautifully squeezing onto the throttle there. You do not want to have wheel spin because it's going to affect you over half the lap distance if you drop any speed coming out of islands. So exit out of islands is absolutely critical for your lap time. Now coming over the crest here and coming down to this very, very difficult corner here. Again, it's super critical to get onto the braking just right. A quick dab on the brakes there. Again, a lot of engine braking being used because you don't have that braking ability that you have with a car that's on slick tyres or on racing suspension. So you're going to have to use every single tool you can. Now coming up to this double right-hander, let's see if he can get the perfect line through there. He is aiming very much onto the first apex, a little bit wider on the second apex, but that's going to be absolutely perfect again. Now coming down towards this final braking zone, you've got these 2 crests, these 2 brows that come up, and this corner is entirely downhill after the apex. So if you get on the throttle too early, you can really ruin your exit. And now finally up towards Deersley. Keep the car to the left hand side as much as possible. Let's see what his lap time is. And it's going to be a 55.810 for Ayman Hakim. So a quick recap with 5.5 minutes left. Rizal has an amazing 1 minute 52.196. Jay Wong is 2 seconds back with a 154.481. Nabil is in 3rd place with 154.6. Danish in 4th place with 154.8, and William there with a 155. Dan kalau Kalau saya tengok tadi tu pun ada kebanyakan driver below 155.
Kalau tengok cara pemanduan yang Aiman bawa tadi, basically cara dan line pemanduan Aiman tadi dah bagus lah. Maknanya kalau Rizal boleh buat lagi laju daripada tu, maknanya Rizal punya line lagi agresif daripada apa tadi tau. Yang itu yang kita boleh nampak lah apa yang berlaku kan.
Ya.
Sebab pemanduan aggressive driving, dia ada satu orang kata satu advantage. Tapi dia ada disadvantage, mana orang kata high risk high reward punya style.
Ya, betul.
Macam kat situ. Lagi dekat track macam ni.
So itu dia dengan situasi yang dirumitkan lagi. It's further complicated right now with the sunlight being so low. This is quite late in the day, but we got this track slot there from Oulton Park, and it's quite low in the day. And this track does have a very unique problem in that coming to the island hairpin and through this corner here, you get the sun directly into your eyes. As you can see here in this camera view, you barely can see away going over this crest. So these 2 points are going to be interesting to see, because those are the 2 overtaking points as well. So there's only 2 or 3 places you can overtake, and this section through here is one of those places. So it's going to be really, really difficult as well with the sun in your eyes as a driver, because what the driver sees right now on track is the same as what we're seeing at home in terms of that effect going through. So I believe that's Abdul Muiz sekarang berada on board. Kita akan saksikan dia punya on board lap pada masa sekarang. Agak interesting juga bila kita tengok dia punya driving style, dia memang ada feel dengan kereta dia.
Tapi dia nampak calm ni, nampak tenang gitu, macam okay, I just need to do this macam tu lah.
So itu dia apa kita boleh cakap full focus mode. Kita tak ada apa-apa emotion yang geram ataupun happy ataupun apa, just full focus bila macam kita nak dapatkan
okay, aku kena buat benda ni. Macam tu terus.
Itu dia. So just confirmation there daripada Umar, our pit lane reporter. 3 minutes remain. Rizal still is the fastest driver there with a 152.196. Has improved a little bit to a 154.481 in second, and Nabil is in third with 154.632. It's going to be a very close race, but Rizal has a fantastic lap time there. Memang betul-betul flying.
Rizal macam nampak gaya macam dia bakal 2 minit untuk race ni. Ada chance yang Rizal boleh 2 minit race ni malam ni
Ada juga. So Rizal dia tengah leading pada masa tu, tetapi sebab dia finish in third place, dia di tempat yang ketiga kat championship. So pada masa sekarang dia memerlukan kemenangan. So there you have it. For those of you wondering, Jay Wong is leading the championship with 25 points. Muhammad Nabil is in second with 18 points, and Rizal is third with 15 points. Aiman Akim incidentally is in fourth with 12 points, and Afif Suhaimi in 5th with 10 points. The top 5 still have a fantastic chance at trying to fight for the championship lead. Of course, it's a little bit harder in case of Afif Suhaimi and Aiman Akim, but the top 3 there, they're still fighting tooth and nail for the championship there. And for Rizal, it's imperative that he gets the championship lead this time around. He's on 15 points. He needs that gap to the front.
Kalau kita dapat tengok daripada championship point ni, Max, Rizal actually dia ada potensi untuk menjuarai orang kata pertandingan ni. Dari segi pemanduan dia pun dia ada potensi untuk menang untuk round ni. Tapi dia bergantung kepada macam kita katalah, kan. Kadang-kadang untuk early stage it's okay. Then suddenly something happen and snap.
So you never say never until that checker flag drops. Until like Bob used to say, when the checkered flag drops, that's when you start celebrating. Until then, anything can happen. But one thing's for sure, the championship battle is getting very interesting right now. If Rizal could take this home, or even if Aiman Akim or Afif Suhaimi, aka Taichi Ikami, if either of those 2 drivers can take the win as well, it's going to be huge for their championship aspirations. But it is looking to be a little bit difficult for those 2 drivers, a little bit further back in the field. However, that could be a good thing, because as we saw, leading the pack here can be quite tricky as well.
It's tricky and it's actually quite scary. A pack of 30 people chasing you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's quite scary. So kita perlukan quite a bit apa orang kata mental yang kuat dekat situ
Yeah. So there you have it. Special message there from Umar Aziz, yang terpadu dan yang terlaju. Hanya untuk anda di Adrenaline Impact, coming up very soon. We've gone into overtime right now. The top 7 drivers are in the pits, so Shopian Said is the quickest driver out there right now, but Master Seth is going to give it a really good go in order to try and improve his lap time. Let's see if he can get through. This is the last lap for all the drivers, the last chance throughout the course of this championship right now. This qualifying session, I do apologize. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how the drivers finish their laps here. Master Seth, he's 4 seconds down going through that last section there, so I think he may have had a mistake. So that's going to be a real shame. He has the ability to go faster.
Mungkin tak tahulah Max, mungkin dia punya apa braking point dia tak on point sangat kan. Tapi sebab masa practice tadi dia buat timing agak cantik sebenarnya. Pace mungkin masa dia masuk qualifying dia agak nervous ke apa ke. Well, yalah, mental memainkan peranan penting dalam perlombaan Kita kena ingat bukan saja fizikal.
So we've still got a few drivers there on a hot lap. We've got Abdulmuiz Hakibi. We're into overtime now, so nobody can start any more times there. Oh, look at Desmond. He's just jumped right up to 5th position there. 154.848 for Desmond. There's going to be 4 drivers in the top 5 that have a 154 lap time. So that battle is going to be really fierce up at the front of the field there. And with the drivers being, well, the top 20 drivers being covered by only 3 seconds. Sorry, I do apologize. The top 18 drivers are covered by only 3 seconds. So that's going to be a very, very tight event indeed.
Okay, jadi kita akan terus ke kita ada waiting time lagi Max
So we'll be coming back to the studio real quick there just to have a quick look at your reactions. So just a confirmation there, Rizal is on pole position for this race with Nabil in 2nd place, Jay Wong in 3rd, and that's Danish Aznita in 4th place with Jasmine, that last minute lap putting him in 5th position. So that's your top 3 rows of the grid there. So 4.3 kilometers, we've seen what they can do over a single lap. Now it's going to be time to see how they're going to go through on the course of the race. But first, let's have a look at the chat box right now. Umar there, pit lane reporter. Saga pakcik tak sini.
Pakcik si bawa Oulton Park malam ni.
Tetapi walaupun kereta Saga boleh kirakan Saga spek taxi, tetapi driver semua boleh dikirakan spek BTCC.
Betul. Oh, ini betul-betul BTCC Max.
Ya.
Oulton pula tu. Okay.
So there you have the Wat Tempe, Oulton Park, kenangan zaman dulu-dulu. Ini boleh cakap juga ni, sebab Wat Tempe, kalau tahu siapa-siapa kat rumah yang tak tahu, dia pernah lumba dekat Oulton Park pakai jentera proton impian. Kalau dia panggil dekat UK impian lah, kita panggil wajah. So if you guys don't know, the Proton Wajah was a part of the BTCC back in the day, and Wat Tempe, Farouk Haraman, was one of the drivers that drove that car in the championship. So Oulton Park memang betul-betul kenangan zaman dulu-dulu. Mana tahu nanti kita boleh cuba tarik Wat Tempe masuk. Best.
Betul, legend tu Mac.
Yeah, memang legend. So thanks for joining us, Wat Tempe. Hopefully you'll be enjoying this stream. Terima kasih. And of course we've got a few more drivers there. Zero Blinkers Bar, Sunny Oulton, that's Sun. And also he points out that Rizal is a 152. That's actually close to the world record for this track in AC. So that's going to be something special. Boleh kirakan agak istimewa juga lap yang kita saksikan daripada Rizal tadi tu.
152.
So hampir-hampir world record pace pada malam ni. Itulah buktinya. That's the proof that this has one of the best grids we've seen in any of Malaysian sim racing. Now we're going to go back to the track where we're about to go out and racing. So with 40 seconds left on the clock, we are about to head out onto this very, very spectacular race. Kita boleh saksikan yang ada banyak kereta sekarang dekat track tu sampai hujung-hujung kereta tu dekat final corner.
Sampai jauh betul
Yeah, there you have it.
Track ni agak kecil untuk 30 kereta sebenarnya.
Yeah, it memang betul-betul kecil. Dan lagi satu yang interesting tu, dia agak narrow juga. So bila kita nak pergi 2 wide, 3 wide tu boleh dikirakan benda yang agak
actually,
susah.
just nice for 2 cars lah.
Yeah. So kalau kita nampak 3 wide dekat start ni, it's going to be very, very tricky indeed. But now the 6 lights have gone off, and when they go off, it's away we go. 30 Sagas now come thundering down towards the first corner here, and it looks like Rizal's managed to get himself up into first position, but they're still side by side there. Jay Wong's in third place, trying to look for a way around there. A couple of cars go wide, some of the cars go very wide, and we still have cars trying to go down the hill 2 wide there, coming through the cascades there. We see 2 wide action down there. We even see some 3 wide action and a little bit of clipping there, and there's a big accident up there at the top of the field, and that looks like Master Seth with that fantastic practice session. He's got himself in a real tizzle there. He's just ended up in that first corner melee. That's going to be a real shame for him, but he has managed to get the car going there, and it looks like all the other cars have indeed managed to get themselves going, so they're going to carry on right now. But Nabil has in fact managed to overtake Rizal up in first place. So Rizal's been overtaken there. They're up into second place. Let's see if Rizal can fight back. Meanwhile, at the island hairpin, we've got cars going 3 wide, and a lot of bumping and grinding there. A couple of cars having to go off there. That's Jeff Chong that has been spun off into the gravel trap there. A real shame going through there right now, but the real battle up ahead there. Look at that, side by side, Rizal and Nabil coming through that final downhill corner before climbing up the hill there. Remember, the sun's in their eyes coming up through here, and with a bit of a gap there, it looks like Rizal's made a bit of a mistake coming through that corner there. Nabil now has a 1.1 second lead.
Okay, kita dapat saksikan Max kalau dia tengok daripada dia punya race pace, dia punya practice pace tadi, okay, tapi bila masuk race pace, semua macam, sebab semua nak agresif tau Max tau. Untuk this race.
Yeah, walaupun track dia nampak sedang, nampak macam boleh agresif, tetapi sebenarnya memang agak susah betul jadi track agresif tu. Kita pun boleh nampak Jasmine ada masalah besar juga. Dia daripada tempat ke-5 jatuh ke sampai tempat yang ke-14 pada masa sekarang ni. So our top 10 right now, Nabil in first place, Rizal in second, Jay Wong in third, Afif Suhaimi in fourth, Danish in fifth, William in sixth, Muiz in seventh, Aiman in 8th, and it looks like Feng and Jasmine still having some problems there. He's in the pits right now, so it's Shopian Syed in 10th place with Jensen in 11th.
It seems like gap di antara Rizal dengan Nabil nampaknya semakin mendekat, merapati. Nampaknya Rizal berjaya untuk merapatkan dirinya dengan Nabil di corner yang turn yang pertama di cascade tadi. Di turn yang kedua, minta maafkan saya, melalui di island dan akan ke hairpin. Adakah Rizal, sebab sebenarnya hairpin ni adalah satu tempat untuk yang diorang akan gunakan untuk overtake Max
Ya, kita boleh saksikan bukan saja untuk overtake tapi untuk cuba rapatkan diri, sebab kita boleh nampak kereta breaking point dia ke depan, so kita boleh cuba curi sikit beberapa meter dekat situ. Sekarang Rizal right now he's 0.3 seconds behind Nabil, so Nabil is definitely not safe. In fact, you will see Rizal try and slipstream his way down the back straight, one of the few places where you could really get that slipstream effect going. 176 kilometers an hour, no toe speed going down that back straight there. Now coming through the corner here, let's see if he could gain that position coming up through the hill there. Looks like he's managed to gain a little bit more pace. It's going to be a matter of time now coming to this next braking zone there. Will he try and do something? He has a look. He decides that discretion is the better part of valor going through there, but oh no, he's gone off onto the grass there. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time there. He's still trying to skate that car back onto the track there. 0.8 seconds now the gap, and that mistake has just meant that Rizal's going to have to do all that good work all over again.
That was so unfortunate untuk Rizal, apa yang berlaku sebenarnya tadi. Macam saya kata tadi, bila terkeluar sikit je dekat track ni, dia akan membawa kepada satu benda yang agak besar. Berbeza dengan track-track yang lain lah.
Ya, betul.
Sebab dia punya keadaan muka bumi dia tak rata, jadi agak susah untuk kita recover sebenarnya.
Ya. Dan kita pun tak boleh ketepikan Jay Wong yang sekarang berada di tempat yang ketiga. Agak dekat sekarang dengan Rizal, ada kemungkinan besar yang Jay ni mungkin boleh potong Rizal ni kot.
Ada chance lah Jay akan potong Rizal dengan drafting dan tekniknya. Nampaknya sedikit awal dia mengambil breaking point di situ.
Ya, itu kemungkinan salah satu dari tempat yang Jay tak dapat memotong Rizal pada masa sekarang. Di masa dekat qualifying pun kita nampak tu, we can actually see the difference in racing lines and how Rizal is able to try and pull away from Jay a little bit there, but it got really close. It got to the point where Jay definitely did think about trying to overtake Rizal there. So now the challenge is going to be try and keep that car safe going through that course there. Meanwhile, we're in with the 7th place man Abdul Muiz Hakimi, who's now coming out of Island Chicane there. Let's see how he deals with William Wong in 6th place up ahead. He's got the pace to try and overtake these guys. Let's see if he can make it happen down the back straight there. And as you can see there, Abdul Muiz cool, calm, relaxed, and boleh dikirakan driver yang agak steady. Dia memang boleh dikirakan dari segi mental memang balance dan memang senang.
Well composed, Max.
Yeah, well
composed. Yes.
Yeah, itu dia.
Yes, well composed driver ni seorang ni.
Oh, Nabil dah ada. There's an accident there, and that's Nabil who's gone off the track there, and he's now down into 11th place, and that's the braking zone coming off the back straight there, and he's had to go into the pits. That's a real disaster there for Nabil. That means Rizal's moved up into 1st place, Jay into 2nd, and Afif Suhaimi into 3rd place. And Afif, like we were saying there, he is part of that group trying to get that championship fight there. Ooh, there's another big accident there, and that's Siddiq in 15th place had a big accident there, and it looks like he's got some engine damage to go along with it. That's an oil smoke going on the back of the car there. A lot of drama on track right now.
Apa yang berlaku dekat Nabil tadi, Max? Mungkin ke dia punya engine blow, Max?
Ada kemungkinan besar sebab dekat track ni lah yang kita paling nampak engine braking.
Ya,
sebab
betul.
dia nak drop the best way to get the lap time here is to drop your gears quite early in order to slow down. But if you do it too early,
yeah,
you might have a 9,000 RPM Saga engine, and those engines don't like going that high.
That's going to be a big problem for them. And mungkin itu apa yang berlaku kepada Nabil tadi. Kalau tidak, saya tak rasa dia akan ke pit. Melainkan dia memang kereta dah tak boleh nak jalan langsung.
Yeah.
Okay. So that might be the same issue that happened to Jasmine sebentar tadi.
Ada kemungkinan besar sebab Jasmine pun ada masalah yang agak besar tadi tu. Tetapi harap-harap kita boleh nampakkan atau kita saksikan dia orang drive enter the race again. But now, after that rather shocking and surprising first 5 minutes or so of the race there, Rizal is in 1st position with Jay in 2nd. Afif Suhaimi, aka Taichi Yagami to his friends and all his fans on stream there, he's in 3rd position. And it's going to be quite interesting between those three to see who's going to come out on top. Danish Nita is in 4th place with William in 5th, Muiz in 6th, and Ayman in 7th place. And right now we see the battle between K and it looks like Siddiq has managed to overtake Siddiq there. Let's see if Siddiq can fight back coming down the back straight. It'll be interesting to see if someone can actually make this overtaking maneuver because it's quite difficult.
It's quite difficult and it's satu benda yang agak menakutkan bila dia buat. Kita takut bila terlambat untuk ambil braking zone dekat sini.
Baru je cakap.
Hampir tu, Max. Okay, nampaknya gap di antara Afif dengan J pun agak merapat, Max.
Ya, daripada 3 saat ke silap sampai ke 1.3 saat.
1.3 saja sekarang.
So the 3 championship battlers there getting really close to each other, and of course Danish and William both want to go in and try and score as much points as possible. Meanwhile, with KE there right behind Siddiq, let's see if he can try and get the performance there. But you can see that Siddiq through the faster corner, he's got that car sliding just ever so slightly, and that could be the difference between a good lap time and a great lap time. As you can see there, as Siddiq was going through the corner, even though he's going sideways, he's actually accelerating away from the driver behind him. So contrary to popular belief, a little bit of slip angle seems to work quite well here at Oulton Park.
Well, macam apa yang saya kata sebentar tadi, Max, weight transfer dekat track ni adalah satu benda yang sangat penting. Okay. Jadi mungkin dia ada teori yang menyatakan bahawa bila kita shift, bila kita ada slight movement kita ada weight transfer yang bagus. Ada teori juga yang menyatakan benda tu. Tapi bukan drift tau.
Ya. Itu boleh dikirakan bukan drift, tetapi hampir similar technique to drift, weight transfer drifting. So that can be one of the techniques that could be really, really useful there. Meanwhile, Aiman Hakim, he's been trying very hard to try and climb his way back up through the field, but Shopian is very, very quick right now. He's right behind him. This is the battle for 7th position, coming up to the double right-hander here. They're very, very close to each other right now. They're nose to tail going through that corner there. I'm going to see a bump and run coming out of this corner here. That is as close as you want to get. Coming up to the braking zone here, this is another place where you can try and outbrake your opponents there, but you can see the beautiful defending there by Aiman Hakim. He's going to try and put Shopian in an impossible position to try and carry speed, but Shopian manages to keep the speed going. He wasn't able to overtake going through there, but going up on Deer's Leap, they're going to go side by side down the main straight there. Is this going to be an outbreaking battle coming into turn 1? It looks like he's going to have to give that space there, but Shopian had to brake a little bit early. Aiman Hakim, right on the ragged edge there, almost coming off the track. Now coming down through Cascades, will he be able to make that overtaking maneuver work coming through here? Hard on the brakes there, coming through the corner, and it looks like, at least for now, Aiman managed to get himself into 7th place and keep it.
Aiman Hakim terkenal dengan seorang pelumba yang sangat, orang kata, veteran dalam series competitive racing. Okay. Jadi pemanduan yang defensif daripada Aiman Hakim yang dilakukan sebelah tadi sebenarnya agak baik.
Memang textbook, kita boleh kirakan backbook juga.
Betul. Itu sangat efektif nampaknya pemanduan defensif yang dilakukan oleh Aiman Hakim, sampaikan Sofian terpaksa back off untuk bagi ruang. So that dia tak over apa orang kata macam overconfident untuk potong Aiman dekat situ.
Itulah boleh kirakan beza blocking dengan cara agresif dan juga defending. Bila kita defending, sebenarnya kita nak letak kereta kita kat tempat yang bagi situasi yang mustahil kat kereta belakang.
There is no such thing as open loophole dekat situ untuk kereta belakang take advantage pada kita.
A really good defensive driver will make themselves look like a lawyer, closing up all the loopholes as they're breaking through the corner there. Meanwhile, Muiz is in with this battle. This is a very interesting battle. It's for 4th place actually, but there is William Wong ahead of him, and you can actually see Danish in front of him in 4th position. So battle for 4th, 5th and 6th, but the focus for Abdul Muiz right now is going to be William Wong. Let's see how he does going through that same section of corners there. Will he be able to sniff out the defensive capabilities of the car ahead? Will he be able to catch up? It looks like he got a little bit slow going through Deer's Leap, so he might not have the chance going through here. But let's see. William Wong going very wide there. That's going to cost him some time.
Pemanduan yang cantik ditunjukkan oleh Muiz kini memasuki di Cascade. Sedikit awal braking yang diambil oleh Muiz itu. Kalau dia lambat braking sikit, dia mungkin boleh bawa speed yang lebih kuat untuk keluar sebenarnya. Cantik line yang diambil oleh Muiz sebenarnya.
Itulah, tapi ada kemungkinan besar juga yang dia mungkin nak cuba saving sikit tayar ni, sebab kita pun boleh tengok kat situ. So kita dapat juga report daripada Umar, dengar cerita track limit dekat exit T1 agak luas. Dia boleh jauh sikit sebelum dia dapat cut detected. So itu kemungkinan boleh dikirakan salah satu taktik untuk setengah driver untuk motor. Betul.
Dia ada yang tambahan lepas daripada curb tadi tu kan. Kalau tengok pun banyak orang yang wide di situ sebenarnya, Max tadi Max.
I'm beginning to think they're actually going wide deliberately at T1 exit there. Just like the IndyCar race at Kota, they've actually given these drivers just a little bit more leeway when it comes to the track limits coming towards the exit of turn 1 there. So if you see a lot of the drivers going out wide and not getting penalised for it, that's because they've been allowed to do that under the regulations. William Wong getting very sideways there, and it looks like that's going to be a chance for Muiz to try and overtake. This Cold War battle has just gone very hot indeed, and it looks like Muiz has managed to snuck himself up into the lead there. One small mistake got William with all 4 wheels on the grass, and that is the mistake that they were looking for. Muiz managing to get himself up into 5th place. Meanwhile, I also have word there that Rizal has the fastest lap of the race. The fight back is on for Rizal. Shopian side, meanwhile, he's down in 10th place. He had a big spin coming through underneath the Simmatch bridge and coming up towards this corner here. So it looks like there's a little bit of smoke coming out there. I think a lot of these drivers are beginning to start straining their engines too much. This is almost like an endurance race. You kena jaga engine sekarang.
Ini dah bukan sprint race, Max. But after all, apa yang saya kata sebentar tadi, track ni adalah satu track yang mudah kalau kita tengok, tapi agak tricky. Dengan dari segi dari segi pemanduan dia agak kena berjaga-jaga kan.
So itu dia di tempat yang ke-6 sekarang. William Wong yang tengah mengejar Muiz sekarang nak cuba dapatkan position balik. Dan jom kita saksikan kalau dia dapat berjaya mengutung dekat back straight here. So there we go. This battle between Muiz and William still going on strong right now. Now it's gonna be interesting to see what they do throughout the back half of this lap. Coming down the hill here, they're a little bit too far away still, but there could be room for mistakes. There could be errors coming into the braking zone here, so they've both got to be right on guard, because the first person to make a mistake in this battle is going to be the guy that loses this battle for 6th position right now. And of course, the other thing that's interesting, I did say this was originally a battle for 4th position, but because these two drivers are fighting amongst themselves so hard right now, it's letting Danish in 4th position drive away. The gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
This is one of the disadvantage bila dua racer yang sedang berlawan, Max. Apa yang berlaku adalah kita keep on fikir orang depan fikir orang belakang. Dan orang yang depan kita lagi, dia macam okay, I will take advantage of this. Sebab kita fokus kepada defensif, orang belakang dia akan orang depan dia akan fokus pada defensif kan. Jadi orang yang depan lagi tu dia ada advantage untuk lari lah. So kepada semua peminat-peminat Master Seth, kita dapat juga one more pit lane report there from Umar. Master Seth has had a very good race there so far. He's climbing up through the field there. He's now in 17th position. He was very unlucky at turn 1. There was just nowhere for him to go. Too many cars going across the track at too many wild angles, so he had to take the L there and dive off the track. But he is still up and running. The car is still in good condition, and he's in 17th place. He's going to try and catch up, try to hot lap his way up to Shopian in 15th and Siddiq in 15th and Shopian in 16th. He's going to try and get himself up there. He's only 5 seconds. There's still a chance. Nampaknya gap di antara Rizal J dan juga Hafiz semakin lama semakin jauh, Max. Nampaknya Rizal dia dalam keadaan yang mendominasi perlumbaan sekarang ni.
Hopefully without jinxing anything, it looks like Rizal is actually starting to drive away from the race there. We saw a lot of mistakes at the first half there. He was battling quite hard again with Nabil, but unfortunately with that damaged engine, he's going to be in the pits for quite some time there. I'm not sure if he's actually managed to get out. In fact, I have confirmation on my tiny screens there that he is out of the race. We have 3 drivers out. Jensen is out, Kelvin is out, and Nabil is out. Hopefully we'll be able to see them in the next race, because those 3 drivers are actually doing very well for themselves, definitely on their way to their top positions in the championship. But unfortunately, it looks like they're going to have to wait one more race for that good result. Meanwhile, Rizal, he's actually starting to catch drivers out on track right now. He's going to try and lap CG Joel there, coming through the corner here. Let's see if he can get himself past. That's the tricky thing. You have to pick and choose where you pass the slower drivers there, and you have to make sure that the slower drivers are aware before you go for that overtaking maneuver, because we've seen this before in F1, we've seen this and in other places. It can get a bit hairy.
Banyak racer yang saya nampak malam ni, Max, dia orang banyak makan curb, Max. The problem with Oulton Park, dia punya curb sangat steep tau. And kereta Saga dia tak curb friendly. Jadi dekat situ dia, mungkin benda ni akan menjadi salah satu punca kenapa banyak orang yang melakukan kesilapan turn berpusing and so on kan.
So we got a double report there from Umar Aziz. Apa tu yang Umar report tadi?
Driver enjin pecah dan bungkus kereta nak balik katanya.
Tetapi dia ada good point juga. Dalam testing dia dia pun dapat info inside line sikit, yang double right hander dekat last sector tu Saga boleh terbang. Dia boleh berlepas. So itu yang kita cakap pasal curb tu kan.
Ya betul. Sebenarnya Saga ni dia, kita nak kata kereta yang ringan tak ringan, tapi it's not built for racing actually. Jadi bila dia buat dalam untuk perlumbaan, jadi kita kena compensate dengan kita punya driving technique.
Tapi itu pun boleh dikirakan benda yang bagus sebenarnya, sebab apa yang kita belajar di dalam Saga kita boleh apply dekat Super Touring, BTCC, TCR. So it's a really good training zone, these cars, for drivers who want to carry on and move on to faster and faster front-wheel drive cars. If you can drive this car well and be at the front of this series, you'll have no problems driving a BTCC car, a Super Touring car, or a TCR car. And you're going to find it fairly easy to get used to those cars fairly quickly. This is the archetypal front-wheel drive car. Even though we don't have the grip or the roll stiffness that you have in a proper touring car, a lot of the techniques you use here are going to really be important when you go into proper touring car racing. Right now, Siddiq is trying to drive away now from where he's trying to catch up to Kai up in 13th place. The battle for 13th and 14th place is up ahead there. It's going to get a little bit closer later on. Meanwhile, Jeff Chong is catching up to Ikwan there. It's a battle for 8th place. Let's see if these two drivers can mix it up.
Jeff Chong masih lagi cuba untuk mendapatkan Ikwan Azman, yang mana battle for posisi yang ke-8. Nampaknya cantik. Ikwan berjaya untuk melarikan diri untuk sementara waktu, tapi pemanduan yang cantik daripada Jeff mungkin dapat untuk merapatkan kembali jurang di antara gap di antara dia dengan Ikwan di situ. 0.4. Jadi di island ni jarang kita nampak orang buat kesilapan dekat island. Selalunya island adalah satu tempat yang selalu orang buat silap.
Ya, dan critical tu selepas left-hander tu, bila kita nak pilih tempat nak braking zone tu, dia ada satu chance dia nak pilih. So kita tak boleh move under braking. Bila kita move under braking tu lah yang jadi nahas. So they have gone safely through there, and now it's going to be a slipstream battle coming down the back straight here. Again, if you can get the car side by side before the braking zone there. Oh, and it looks like Kai is going a little bit slower there. I'm not too sure if he's had a bit of a mistake coming through the corner there, but looks like he's managed to keep the car going. Hopefully he'll be able to maintain that pace going through the race there. He's still in 16th position. Meanwhile, Jeff Chong will go back to this battle here between Jeff Chong and Ikwan. Hard up the hill there. This is coming up to that double right-hander, the double apex right-hander there, and this could be an overtake coming up fairly soon. Is having a look going through there. You rarely see overtaking maneuvers done through here, but you will see overtaking maneuvers done in the next corner. So coming up to this straight, going underneath the bridge there. Let's see if he can try and get it up the inside. Coming up to the braking zone there. He's going to try and keep it right tucked up in the back there. He's going to try and pick and choose his battles and try and find the best place to overtake, because of course sometimes the best thing to do when you've caught up to your opponent is to not try and immediately attack, but to stay behind and try and intimidate the opponent, learn from the opponent, basically pick and choose your point of attack.
Itu adalah satu nampaknya dia betul-betul ikut Max. Apa yang Max cakap, dia betul-betul ikut. Sampai opponent white pun dia ikut white juga, but it's a bit scary dekat sini dalam keadaan yang apa yang berlaku sebentar tadi. Kini Jeff masih lagi 0.2 di belakang Ikwan setelah apa yang kesilapan yang dilakukan oleh Ikwan dan juga Jeff sebentar tadi, yang mana masing-masing masuk white sama-sama. Mungkin Jeff pun terlepas daripada breaking point sebab Ikwan tak break. So a solid flat pedal dekat situ tadi. Nampaknya pemanduan yang menarik daripada Jeff, tapi Ikwan berjaya untuk pull over lepas daripada hairpin tadi. Cantik pemanduan yang dilakukan oleh Ikwan. Ingatkan Jeff untuk nak buat slipstream, tapi nampaknya Jeff tidak berjaya untuk collect clean air daripada Ikwan di situ.
Ya, itu dia. In other news, Rizal sekarang betul-betul boleh kirakan flying. Dia punya fastest lap sekarang 1.53. Race pace sekarang 1.53 guys. So itu hanya 1.5 saat daripada world record. So right now Rizal's lapping at the 153s. That's only just over a second off the world record pace there. Jay 154.353. He is also going quite quickly indeed, but as you can see there, 154, he's a second behind, and he's actually dropping roughly a second every 2 laps. He's dropping half a second a lap right now, and it looks like he's going to just have to hang in there. He's only halfway through the race, of course, and of course tyre wear is on, damage is on as well, so you're going to have to look after the cars as well. 40-minute races, they are a little bit a little bit like a sprint race, but they're also a little bit like a stint in an endurance race. You do have to look after the car in order to try and get it to the end of the race. Meanwhile, this battle with Jeff there, and it looks like that was Hafiz and Jeff in 8th and 9th position, going down through cascades and coming out there. Let's see if Jeff Chong will be able to try and overtake Hafiz. This is another one of those famous adrenaline impact midfield battles. Let's watch and see what he does in the braking zone.
Nampaknya Ikuan ada accident tadi, Max. So dia ada car damage sebab siapa yang saya nampak daripada report daripada pit tadi. So dia ada car damage. So maknanya kerana itulah Jeff berjaya untuk merapatkan diri dia dengan Hafiz agaknya.
So itu dia. Saya pun tak perasan tadi yang kenderaan di depan
Ikuan hilang.
Itu dia. But that's going to be okay for these two drivers. Of course, Jeff is going to try and do his best to overtake them. Again, it's going to be yet another case of trying to follow as closely behind and to try and look for an overtaking opportunity there. Of course, the gap is still 0.5 seconds. Not safe for Hafiz, but nowhere near an immediate attack from Jeff there. Again, this is another case where the first person to make a mistake is going to lose this battle. So it's got to be all about focus, determination, making sure you put that car in the perfect place.
It seems like Muiz and William masih lagi cuba untuk bertarung setelah setengah perlumbaan. Masih lagi cuba untuk bertarung untuk posisi yang ke-5 nampaknya. William tidak melepaskan peluang dan tidak meninggalkan sedikit ruang pun untuk Muiz lari daripada dia. Max, by the way, rasanya minyak tak cukup untuk sampai habis kan?
Ada kemungkinan besar yang kalau kita push 100% all the way through, ada kemungkinan kita akan dapat driver yang habis minyak.
So dia ada possibilities yang diorang akan terpaksa masuk pit untuk isi minyak juga. So dekat situ kita akan dapat saksikan mungkin ada sedikit pit strategy or something daripada diorang.
So itu dia. That's going to be another thing that we're going to have to look out for. Of course, there is a chance if you're driving these cars flat out at the pace Rizal's doing in particular, they could run out of fuel in the last couple of laps there. Of course, that could be part of the plan. Rizal can, if he's got that gap, go into the pits, have 5 or 6 litres added to the car and come out again ahead of Jay. At the pace he's going, he could build up enough of a gap. Meanwhile, Nabil has just reported in on chat. Omar reports that he missed shift the engine, which is why the engine blew up there. So that's going to be fairly that's going to be fairly interesting debrief there. But of course, it's so easy to miss a shift when you're in a racing situation, because if you're not very supernatural with using a H pattern, you can mess it up. And of course, modern day racing, you don't use H patterns anymore. But with these cars, of course, we're racing old school right now. We also have a couple of shout-outs there from GK chat. Omar has passed us that note as well. Say hi there, guys, to Muhammad Nazrullah and Ahmad Farith. So hi guys, glad that you can join us. Terima kasih kerana sudi menonton dengan kami. So terima kasih dan hari anda A-OK.
Itu dia. Seterusnya kita akan bersama Hafiz yang mana dikejar oleh Aiman. Nampaknya Aiman berjaya untuk memintas Wong, Max. Untuk Jeff, untuk memintas Jeff Chong. Jeff Chong. Menarik juga. Kini Aiman berada di tempat ke-8 setelah dia rising daripada tempat ke-17 tadi, Max.
So boleh dikirakan really good performance there. One of the, boleh dikirakan calon driver of the day juga pada malam ni. So there you can see there Hafiz there with Aiman and Jeff. This is starting to become a bit of the, wait for it, adrenaline impact midfield battle. Again. We thought we weren't going to see it this race, but here we are in the middle of the field, and look at that, he just got it on the grass there, and Jeff got it very sideways. He did very well actually to catch that slide and not turn that into a real big accident, but he's managed to keep that car going in a straight line. Meanwhile, further down the field we have Master Seth. He has actually gone past Kai, and he's now chasing after Iqbal. It's 6.8 seconds there right now, and we're just tracking the gap a little bit. He's actually losing just a little bit of time there, so I'm not too sure if he's slowing down just to try and get a bit of a breather, or if Iqbal's really turned on the afterburners to try and pull away. But that's Master Seth there. A real shame how the race started for him, but he's driving really, really good right now. Meanwhile, we have a report there from Umar.
So nampaknya Rizal best lap untuk previous lap adalah 1 minit 52.311 saat.
Wow.
Ni lagi laju daripada yang dia buat waktu qualifying tadi, Max.
Wow. This has got to be very close to the world record pace right now. I'm sure we'll get a confirmation from that. I know that Javier has actually got that figure in front of him. So Javier Alvarez, Zero Blinker, down there in the chat section below, he's probably going insane with that lap time. 1:52.311, the fastest lap of the race. I don't think that time would really be broken there. Rizal 16.3 seconds ahead of Jay. Jeff Chong having to go into the pits there after that slight incident there. That means Feng Rong has overtaken him, and he's got up into 9th place.
So nampaknya gap di antara Iman, Danish Asnita dan juga Muiz berjaya untuk merapatkan jurang di antara dia dengan Danish Asnita.
Dan kita pun boleh nampak sekarang kita dah mula tengok yang one stop strategy boleh kan yang dah start masuk. So driver-driver yang mungkin tak, dia tahu dia memang tak boleh, they cannot finish the race with one tank of fuel by their driving techniques or anything like that, so they've elected to go very, very fast and gone into the pits there. So there was a group of 5 drivers there who've all pitted basically on the same lap there with 14 minutes to go. It'd be interesting to see how the top 3 react there. Of course, theoretically Rizal has enough laps ahead to try and get enough of a gap to go into the pits and out again with a splash of fuel, a real splash of dash, to get out ahead of Jay. But the question is, will he have enough time to do that? Is he pushing the car too hard? Muiz, meanwhile, he's going into the pits there in 5th place. Let's see how far he drops down there. A couple of other drivers behind him as well coming into the pits.
So it seems like memang wajib kena masuk pit juga, Max.
Yeah.
So sebab kalau kita ikutkan 300 minit, kita ada lebih kurang plus minus 10 lap lebih kurang, 5-6 lap lebih kurang. So untuk 6 lap mungkin diorang boleh bertahan minyak dalam 2 lap saja lagi. Jadi dia masih agak panjang sebenarnya race ni untuk 13 minit tu.
Dan dengan pace yang sekarang berada di hadapan Muiz, we just got that report there from Umar there. Muiz has refilled with 25 litres extra, and he is now out on track there. He didn't lose too many positions, so he is doing very well there. Fantastic pit lane call from that. Hafiz is now into the pits there. Ayman has gone in through the pits as well, so they've changed positions there. Hafiz managing to overtake Ayman in the pits there, and Jeff Chong, he's missed his pit entrance there. He's missed his pit box. He's had to reverse in there. I'm not too sure if the marshals would take a very kind look at that, but there's all sorts of dramas going through the pits right now, and I think this has just thrown a real spanner in the works, because if Jay or Afif could do something in the pits in order to cut down that gap with Rizal, this is going to really bring the race back alive again.
Rizal memilih untuk memasuki pit di lap yang ke 19 kalau tak silap saya. Di lap yang ke lap yang ke-16 Rizal memilih untuk memasuki pit, berjaya keluar sebelum Jay sampai, Max.
Yeah, it looks like Jay's gone into the pits as well. Jay has gone into the pits, so that's going to be quite interesting. They didn't meet out there on track, and it looks like Rizal has indeed managed just by default to get into the pits and out again ahead of Jay Wong. Jay has gone into the pits and out again. Very quick lap fuel stops here. There's only 11 minutes to go in the race. Afif Suhaimi's come into the pits at the same time as well, so any advantage or disadvantage they have in terms of pit strategy has just been wiped clean. They're going to be racing all the way to the end in the same position that they started. Rizal still leading the race, still dominating out the front there, 20 seconds out ahead. So it'll be interesting to see how much fuel he's put in. I think he's cut it quite close, but a little bit sideways coming out of the corner there. He's definitely added quite a bit.
So kalau dapat saya saksikan di sini, J tadi mengisi 24 liter sahaja fuel, Max. mungkin itu mengurangkan sikit waktu untuk dia refuel tadi kan.
Yeah, so itu dia challenge pada masa sekarang ni. Dia kena tahu, dia kena ada knowledge untuk adjust fuel consumption dia kena ada knowledge untuk planning sebelum race, berapa banyak liter dia boleh masuk ke dalam, bagaimana dengan cara mana. The calculations going on through the driver's head right now, absolutely critical, because the more time you spend in the pits is more free time you're giving to your competitors. So right now, as you can see there, Iqbal again, he stops, they barely get that fuel in the car and he's out again, and he's only dropped a couple of positions there, so that's a good stop there from Iqbal. Siddiq's still out on track right now, and it looks like most of the drivers have gone through and cycled through the pits there right now, so it's going to be interesting to see how this race shakes out from this point onwards, but it looks like we're all set when it comes to changes of position in the pits. Ooh, went wrong.
So walaupun kereta ni adalah kereta Saga Max tapi dia punya pit strategy dengan dia punya pit crew dia laju macam NASCAR.
Yeah.
Masuk minyak macam gitu sekejap pun pergi. Laju.
Itu dia dah macam F1 zaman V10.
Masuk gitu. Sekejap je kan.
But that's going to be critical. That's going to absolutely be critical. Getting your pit stops just right, stopping in the box perfectly and pulling away again, that's going to be super critical. Master Seth takes his pit stop there. He's being nice and gentle going out of the corner there. Ooh, it looks like he may have broken something coming out of the pits there. He's had to be pulled back into his pit box. Hopefully he'll be able to get out and escape again, but I think it's going to be a few seconds. In fact, it's taking quite some time for them to work on that car. There's a bit of a problem there. We're not too sure what happened, but I'm sure we'll get the news later on. Danish has Nita there. He's in 5th position. Again, doing his championship chances a world of good. 5th place is going to be quite good. That's 10 points he could very well need come the end of the season there for his bid at getting up that leaderboard.
Itu dia Abdul Muiz kini berada di posisi yang keempat. Danish Aznita cuba untuk mendapatkan Abdul Muiz, tapi nampaknya gap dia agak jauh Max 4 second di hadapan. Agak sukar, tapi kita masih ada lagi 8 minit yang mana waktu berbaki 8 minit ni maksimum pun kita ada dalam lebih kurang 5 lap lagi Max. Jadi within this 5 lap anything can happen. Kita cuma perlu untuk pelumba-pelumba mungkin mereka cuma berfikir untuk just nak habiskan race. It doesn't matter anymore. Kita ada lagi 10 minit, kita kena habiskan race.
Absolutely. So the main game right now is to just be smooth, calm, collected, hit all those marks, maintain your position. If you're catching the car up ahead, you're going to have to do it very cleanly if you're going to make that overtaking maneuver. These cars are wearing out throughout the course of the race. We have realistic damage on, realistic tire wear and fuel consumption on as well. So these cars are suffering as they go through the race there. So at this point, when you're driving the car, you actually feel like the car's got a new rattle and there's something just off. Your mind, it's more mind games than anything else. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, especially when you come down to that 2 minutes to go, 1 minute to go. The car seems to be running rougher than ever, and you think the car's going to stop in the middle of the track. And again, it's just mind tricks. You have to power through that and just keep hitting the marks and keep driving perfectly. Danish there running a little bit wide. Perhaps he's starting to feel the nerves as well.
Okay, I would like to mention juga Max cakap pasal kereta punya wear and tear and so on, right? Kita kena bagi tahu juga yang daripada awal permulaan, which is minyak penuh, driving feel dia berbeza dengan bila minyak dah habis.
Yes.
Benda ni satu perbezaan yang kadang-kadang orang kata benda tu macam tak ketara. Basically untuk sebuah race car yang lembut macam ni, yang fragile macam ni, dia sangat ketara. Okay. So mungkin di awal perlumbaan kereta tu rasa lebih stiff berbanding bila di penghujung perlumbaan. Lagi-lagi bila tayar pun dah agak habis jadi dia lebih bahaya lah.
Ya, betul juga tu. Tapi dia sama macam zaman F1, zaman V10 ataupun IndyCar dan NASCAR zaman sekarang. Just like those series, the way the car handles through the course of the stint changes quite dramatically. When these cars are heavy, they get sideways so easily compared to when they're light at the back, and that's because you got that pendulum effect. But as that weight comes down, the speed goes up as well. But the problem is when the speed goes up, while the speed's going up, the tire wear is also going up quite dramatically as well. So you got a faster race car on less grip, and that also changes the world. Really changes the feel of the racing. So the drivers that can adapt and that can adjust their driving styles are going to be the drivers that do well in this form of racing.
This is actually what happened to Rizal, yang mana kita dapat saksikan di awal perlombaan dia masih lagi meletakkan ataupun berjaya melakukan 142, 154, 153, tapi at one point of time dia dapat 152 bila minyak tu dah tinggal tak berapa nak banyak, so that dia punya speed dah, dia punya berat dah kurang.
So itu dia, itu yang kita panggil low fuel run. Dan itu boleh dikira satu aspek dengan perlombaan yang ada pit stop ni yang boleh kira agak exciting. So it's a real exciting form of racing there. When you get into the pit stops there, you do see the heroics, like Rizal's absolutely heroic lap time there. 152 is really flying for these cars around this track. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I can't confirm, I'm not the adjudicator, but I'm pretty sure that is the fastest the Saga Cup has ever gone around this racetrack. And if not, I'm sure we can get a view of the guys at Biff Racing, who have been instrumental in sort of logging this series as it goes down. There's sort of Saga Cup capital down there. Siddiq there, we can see they're driving through the track way right now, coming up towards the end. It's just less than 5 minutes to go before the end of the race. So we're going to have a quick rundown of the top 10. Rizal is your leader, 20 seconds ahead of Jay Wong. And right now Jay's in second, dealing with the traffic as well. Afif Suhaimi, aka Taichi Yagami, he's in third place with Abdul Muiz Hakimi in fourth, and Danish Aznita in fifth position. And William as well, William Wong, he's in sixth, followed by Hafiz, Shopian and Iqbal in 10th, with Jeff only 1.5 seconds behind him.
Basically kita boleh lihat apa yang berlaku sekarang adalah 10 top 10 di Bathurst hari itu, Max. Masih lagi mengekalkan, tapi unfortunately apa yang berlaku kat Nabil tadi, kereta dia enjin dia rosak sebab dia mischief kan. Jadi itu seorang je yang tak ada. Kita ada Rizal, kita ada Jay Wong, kita ada Hafiz Suhaimi, kita ada Abdul Muiz. Masing-masing berada di posisi yang agak selesa untuk season ni.
Ya, betul. Dan apa yang agak interesting juga, most of these drivers are actually very close to each other in terms of pace. So one week we might see Danish Aznita up at the top of the field there, and you can see Afif is doing a fantastic job in third place. I think that's a series best for Taichi Yagami there, up in third position. But it could all change come the next race. It's all down to your driving style, whether you like the track, whether you really work well on the track, and whether you can set the car up, but also how your race goes on. Because no matter how much skill, how much racecraft, how much technique you bring to the table, you do need Lady Luck by your side.
I do agree with that, man. I'm not gonna say anything, but yes, that Lady Luck is something that you need. Lagi-lagi dalam keadaan waktu sekarang, yang mana kita tinggal lagi 2 minit 30 saat saja. Okay,
that was close. That was very, very close.
Di corner.
Okay.
Berderau jantung kita. Okay.
Well, as we know, because Lady Luck deserted us in a spectacular fashion at round 1, and I might be just incurring her wrath a little bit by mentioning it now in round 2, but in any case, Rizal, he definitely deserves that position there. 21 seconds ahead. He could do yet another pit stop just for safety's sake if he has to right now. That is the gap he's got between himself and Jay in second place there. Jay Wong, though, he's done fantastic work up there. He might actually be able to keep the lead, or at least be very, very close to the lead of the championship still, by staying in second place. So it's not over for him. He can still battle through the championship. He is, of course, our current leader of the championship right now, with I think it was 6 or 7 points difference between first and second place. It's going to be close, but these two drivers are definitely going to be championship contenders coming into the final round.
Okay, kita masa tinggal 1 minit sahaja lagi, Max. Ini adalah minit terakhir.
There's an accident there with that was Ikhwan Azman and another driver, Feng Rong. That is a big accident to have in the last dying moments of the race there. Feng Rong managing to get that car, keep that car going. Ikhwan looks like he's got a lot of damage going on that car. You can see the car's just a little bit
Sengit.
yeah, a little bit off center there, but that was a really bad accident to have that close to the end of the race.
And dia hampir-hampir collect Jay Wong bersama Max. So okay. That was one last minute row.
Yeah, meanwhile Ayman Hakim is still having a bit of a battle right now. He's in 8th position. He's battling with Shopian Said right now, and they're both glued to each other coming down the back straight here. There's 15 seconds to go before the end of the race there. We're just trying to see if we're going to have another lap right now. And we're going to, I believe, go into the final lap of the race there for Rizal, who's on the other side of the track at the moment. Let's have a look at Rizal. Yes, he is on to the back straight, coming up towards that long stretch right now, and he's got to be just... You'd think he'd be celebrating by now, but I know Rizal long enough. He's going to be knocking on every single piece of wood that's inside that car. He can hear every single rattle, every single rumble in that car. He's going to brake a little bit early through here. He's got the spare time right now. All he has to do is get that car from A to B and across the line, over the crest here, coming into the double right-hander. And this has been an absolutely dominating performance there from Rizal. I know we said that at the Bathurst race there, but of course he's going to have all his fingers crossed right now, coming up to the final braking zone on the lap. If you can make it through this apex, you can just about coast to the finish line. Hard on the brakes, a little bit tight going through there, but he's not going to worry about that too much. It's a straight shot to the line, and your winner for round 2 of the SDeal Gaming Saga Cup is Rizal. Congratulations there. He comes across the line in first place, 25.5 seconds ahead of Jay. Meanwhile, Ayman Hakim still battling there, coming down towards the braking zone.
Max, Danish dapat tempat keempat, Max. Sekarang dia dapat potong Muiz.
Oh wow, that's fantastic stuff. So Danish is in 4th place. He's managed to get up to Muiz. Shopian has managed to overtake Ayman Hakim. So that is another overtaking maneuver there. Jay Wong, meanwhile, he comes across the line there. That battle between Ayman and Shopian there. Shopian side managing to get that pass done. Meanwhile, Muiz has managed... Danish has managed to overtake Muiz for 4th position. Meanwhile, the final member of our podium, Afif Suhaimi, aka Taichi Yagami, he comes home in 3rd position. Wow, what a race. What a race.
It is a very good race for them actually.
Yeah. So kita boleh kirakan Danish as Nita pun dia boleh dikirakan bernasib malang sikit di perlumbaan sebelum ni, tetapi kali ini is real redemption story there from Danish. So fantastic result for him to be in 4th place. Hampir-hampir dekat podium. Mana tahu mungkin next round kita boleh nampak dia di podium.
Dia agak banyak battle di antara dia tadi daripada bawah. Dia keep on menaik kan, Max
So agak interesting juga tu, tapi itu dia Rizal di tempat yang pertama. We're going to see if we can actually get hold of him in a few moments time, but that has been a fantastic race indeed. A lot of drama, a lot of intrigue, and a lot of, well, just plain old action.
Yeah. At first, Max, aku tengok, aku cakap, oh, this is BTCC but with Saga.
Yeah. Pretty much we've gone from Saga Group N to Saga Group A real quick. So there you go. There's a lot of there's Aman Abbasi there getting really excited for Rizal. So fantastic stuff indeed. We're going to try and see if we can get hold of some of our protagonists for this race real soon, but first of all, so we got CG Jules on the line. Let's see if he's on the line right now. Apa khabar CG? Apa khabar Jules?
Baik bang.
So apa feeling ataupun perasaan dekat track ni?
Track ni boleh tahan susah jugalah. Sebab kan tadi starting banyak sangat accident. So kereta terlalu banyak damage saya punya kereta. And then dah last level 10 breakdown. Terus tak boleh teruskan lagi.
So
Tapi track memang sangat best lah bagi saya.
So far favourite track lah untuk series ni.
Untuk series ni boleh lah track ni. Track ni fun lah. Sebab dia boleh main slide sikit.
Yeah. So boleh dikirakan itu yang kita cakap, yang the more road car based ataupun toge style drivers nanti dekat track ni ada advantage dia sikit sebenarnya.
Dia akan rasa lebih selesa dekat track ni sebenarnya.
Dia ada certain corner tu dia boleh main slide tu yang okay, sini kita boleh get faster juga.
Ya, itu dia. So terima kasih. Harap-harap nanti kita boleh dapat tengok Jules habis ataupun finish race tu nanti. Doa kan untuk round ketiga kita boleh habis. Ya. Tetapi itu dia. Dah test tak dekat track Italy nanti dekat Misano? Ada apa-apa testing lagi belum?
Belum lagi, saya belum test lagi. Mungkin lepas ni akan test dulu.
Ya, harap-harap nanti kita boleh jumpa lagi di sana dan harap-harap kita boleh saksikan anda finish the race lah.
InsyaAllah. Harap kita boleh lah buat yang terbaik kan.
Ya, itu dia. So terima kasih Jules kerana sudi join kami di studio.
Okay, terima kasih bang jemput.
So we're gonna try and get a hold of Kelvin Yap in a few moments time. Kelvin, are you there?
Hey guys, hi, I'm here.
So how have you found the race so far, this round 2?
Actually, round 2, I didn't have time to practice for the past week due to my tight schedule. But I say it's a pretty interesting and a fun track. Easier to get the technique compared to Bathurst previously. So there was a bit of collision in front of me just now. I managed to avoid, of course, did some touches in between. After I left the whole pile of collision group, I managed to drive solo until I met Leong Man Fai at the 4th last corner, something like that. When his car slide off, I did touch into him, and both of us got out from the track. We got back, and the tires are warmed up. We catch the traction again, and at one junction I started bump into Jensen, which is he just recovered from a spin or what. Suddenly he's in the middle of lane, so I slammed my brakes. Everybody from the back crashed into me, sent me off to the divider, and the car sustained a heavy damage. Suddenly the steering is like, moving sideways. I fought very hard every single corner because the suspension is damaged, and then again I didn't notice there's a penalty notice for me, and again I got disqualified just like the previous race. It was very upsetting. I would say. Yep.
I can imagine that possibly must be the least amount of luck I've seen in a race so far.
Yes, that's correct.
And
nevertheless, thank you Adrenaline Impact, of course, the sponsors SDeal Gaming and Torque Simmatch, for organizing this and invited me to drive in their series. Very thankful for them.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll be able to see you with a much better round in Misano for next round. We did actually catch a little bit of that incident. It was very, very gnarly. So thankfully you're in a simulator. I was actually thinking it would have been a bit sore in the real thing. Hopefully keep yourself safe, and we'll hopefully see you at the finish line finishing the race for the next round.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
And so now sekarang kita berada dengan Master Seth pada malam ni. Apa khabar Master Seth?
Hey.
So nampaknya
Hello.
Hello, Master Seth boleh dengar ya?
Ya boleh.
So saya pun baru terbincang dengan Budi. Kita boleh nampak sebenarnya yang Master Seth ada improvement agak besar, especially dekat practice. So ada apa-apa teknik
sebenarnya sebenarnya saya masuk track ni petang tadi. So just practice a little bit lah. So catch up memang set time untuk dapatkan 1.57 lah. So itu je lah untuk on cakap, sebab memang tak sempat dah untuk berlatih. Petang tadi masuk dan buat lagi practice dalam masa 1 jam tu lagi. Itu je. So tadi berkenaan dengan perlumbaan tadi, actually sebenarnya saya yakin boleh habiskan lumba sebenarnya. Tapi saya lupa satu benda. Tak isi minyak.
Alamak.
Okay, so lagi satu pun disebabkan kereta saya tu pun dah rosak. Actually steering pun dah sengit sebenarnya. Dah tak boleh tegak dah steering memang saya bawa tu daripada lap ke-4 sampai ke lap 16 saya tak silap saya. Habis minyak tu steering saya sengit. So memang dalam hati cakap nak maintain je, nak untuk habiskan game, untuk habiskan race. Jadi lupa isi minyak, terus balik pit dan tak teruskan lah.
Jadi nampaknya masa set lebih selesa dekat track ni Nampak macam lebih selesa dekat track ni berbanding yang Bathurst tu.
Track ni dia dia nak bandingkan dengan yang saya selalu main tu, dia lebih kurang je. Dia punya corner tak ada hard corner sangat, just satu dengan dua je corner je yang tajam, yang lain semua just untuk cakap high speed corner lah. So high speed corner ni kebanyakan memang dah biasa lah, cuma just kereta je lah kan yang tak tak berapa baik sangat masa tu tadi. So try hard lah juga sebab nak control kereta rosak kan, dengan alignment lagi.
Tapi dapat
itu je lah.
Dapat juga finish jugalah. So good job Master Seth. Nampaknya kita dapat juga nampak improvement tu. So memang fantastic. Good work. Terima kasih kerana join kami.
Okay, thank you.
So the next driver in our lineup this evening is Muiz, Abdul Muiz Hakimi. Apa khabar Muiz? Hi. Hold on, we can't quite hear you yet for a second. We're just trying to set up Muiz's audio link real quick.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, so how was your race, Muiz?
Was pretty good and kind of stressful since I'm fighting with Danish and Afif. At the end, almost at the end, I kind of lose. I forgot about my braking point. I got into the sand and I can't really say anything. But at least I got 5th place, top 5. That was my goal at the first place. From 9th to 5th, that was a good improvement for last round and from quali also.
Yeah, what we noticed when we saw those live video coming through there, you were really super focused throughout the entire race. It was quite interesting. It was like looking at one of those onboards of the V8 supercar guys shifting through the gears there. That was some perfect images through there. You've got a top 5 position right now, so that's a definite improvement for you. Do you have any maybe higher goals for the next round?
Next round, I'm probably gonna practice and try to get 3rd.
So that's gonna be good.
Either of those two, because I need my improvement also, and to get into higher level like Jay and Rizal.
Yeah.
Other than that,
So that's been absolutely fantastic. You've been doing a fantastic job there. Just as a teenager going through this championship, there's a lot of pressure on, but you seem to be coping quite well. So hopefully we'll see you in the next stream a little bit further higher up the leaderboard there. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, no problems. So itu dia our bevy of drivers.
Tapi banyak improvement dia tadi, Max.
Ya, memang. Daripada previous round saya boleh nampak dia daripada He was from 7th position.
7th position, yeah.
Yeah. So to get himself up to 5th position, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for him to be in the podium next round.
Macam dia kata kalau dia practice lagi, mungkin dia akan lagi bagus kan.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, we do have Afif on the line. So that's Taichi Yagami to all his fans there. Before we leave the stream there, we're going to have to talk to him. Afif, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Absolutely. How was your race? It seemed to go quite well for you there.
No, it was a laid-back race, really. I'm not even focused on that much. And not gonna lie, I'm not even practicing this race. But seems like it's a really fun race though. But as always, race is a race.
Yep.
It's a bad race. Yes, last round. It's a good race this round.
Yeah, it seemed to come a lot more naturally to you. It's almost like just being relaxed and just going into the race, enjoying it, and just going with the flow has worked really well for you.
It seems like that's the way though for me, because if I'm gonna do too much, like practicing too much, I know I'm gonna get way bad races than most that I have.
Yeah, I guess it's the case of you just work yourself into such a frenzy that you stress out a little bit too much. So I guess this new regime of just taking a chill pill, making sure you know where all the breaking points are, and then just switching it on going into the race, that's working for you.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way for me.
Fantastic stuff though, but congratulations on your 3rd place. There's been so much drama going on behind you as you're climbing up the leaderboard.
I know.
Unbelievable. you had
it's surprising.
I think you had a couple of rabbit's foot tied to the bumper of your car there as you're going through the field there. But congratulations there on being in 3rd position there. Any chance of a win? Do you reckon you might be able to win in this championship?
No, I don't think so. Probably the best is going to be at least 3rd or even 4th, I guess. That's the best.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us, Afif. We look forward to having a chat with you in the next round.
Yeah, welcome.
Absolutely. And of course, we just got Jay Wong coming into the studio. A lot of people coming to the studio here at the last minute. They love. I guess they love having a chat with me, Jay. We meet again in the studio.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Jay. It looked like Rizal had the measure of you this time around. One of those laps that he did was a 152.3, which was quite a flyer.
Yeah, I've got to admit, this is not one of my favorite tracks. And I also got like a slight wrist injury early on in the week, so I haven't really been driving much. Yeah, so I'm glad I managed to finish P2. It's a good race. Was keeping up with Rizal up to the point where I kind of made a couple mistakes, and then he just kind of pulled away. And also, because of my lack of practice, I actually didn't know how to go into the pits, and that actually costed me like 12 seconds in the pits. Yeah.
We wondered about that because by our calculations you should have passed Rizal, but didn't quite work out that way, so that probably explains that. Still, with a bit of an injury, especially in sim racing, a wrist injury is probably even worse than it is in real life, because you do have to feel all your sensory information, your G forces and everything else go through your hands. So with all that considered, you must be in a good position in the championship because your recovery drive still netted you a 2nd place.
Yeah, that's where I expected us to finish tonight, P2, and also that would be a little bit more exciting if Rizal actually clinched 1st place, because it would definitely close the gap down quite a bit coming into round 3. And then hopefully we have a very nice race next week at Misano, which I'm very looking forward to because I love Misano a lot. And yeah, it should be a very exciting one.
Yeah, and it just one more question before going in. Talking about Misano, as a lot of you guys at home know, it's the home of MotoGP in Italy, and a brilliant track. This particular version especially has been laser scanned. Beautiful track, beautiful scenery all round. Any tips for the guys coming into Misano?
wow, okay, Misano's a very flowy track, so be sure to bring your speed in to like every single corner. The momentum is very, very important. Try not to understeer. Do a little bit of setup on your car. This track is really all about momentum, because once you lose the momentum coming out of the back straight, it's a very long straight. You're gonna probably lose out like 210 to the car in front if he has a better exit than you do. So yeah,
absolutely. So thanks a lot, Jay, for joining us. Hopefully we'll have a chat with you. Hopefully another podium for you, maybe even the win for Misano, eh?
Hey, fingers crossed. Hope to see you guys next week.
And last but not least, we do have the race winner. So we have Rizal, aka Rizal, on the line. Apa kabar, Rizal?
Baik.
Yeah.
Hello guys.
So luckily this time around we haven't managed to get the commentator's curse on you.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys the whole race. I have you beside me on my laptop.
Oh, that's nice.
That keeps me going. Actually, listening to you guys talking really calms me down when in the race.
That's okay. We can take a little bit of the credit, I guess. Undeserved, but we'll take a little bit of the credit. We'll steal.
It's a good race. It's a close race, and it was in the beginning of the race I was having issues with my CPU because suddenly my CPU occupancy went up to 99%. I was lagging, and I decided to close all the information on the screen, just drive blindly, and I have to thank you to Jay Wong because she has been guiding me. I've been asking him how's the pace, who's behind. He was telling me the info. So without him just now, I would be blind driving.
So it's interesting. It does sound like even though you guys are fighting quite hard in the championship, obviously Jay's won the previous round, you won this round, but you're also working like teammates as well. And it's quite interesting to see, I guess, every single thing to try and make the performance better, I suppose.
We only fight in the track. we only better in the track.
But I guess that's what that's what they call the spirit of competition, though, isn't it?
Yeah, true. But all the guys are sporting enough. Thank you to the guys, because whenever I'm passing, they simply open up. So it was an easy maneuvering. It was easy maneuvering towards the corners.
So yeah, absolutely. We just got the traditional final pit lane report there from Umar. He confirmed the driver of the day is yourself, Rizal. So you've also got the driver of the day award as well. So congratulations on the win, the driver of the day reward, and the championship's gotten a lot closer as well. Do you have any hopes for the championship, or maybe best not to say?
Well, to be frank, me and Jay, we definitely will practice together, trying to challenge our skill. But in the same time, we always compare technical stuff to better ourselves in the next race or coming race. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the next race. I believe that Misano is Jay's favorite track. So I will try my best to give him a good competition.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that competition as well, Rizal. And I guess I can let a little bit of a cat out of the bag for some of the drivers who maybe don't know, although I'm pretty sure most of the drivers do know about this. You guys have been practicing in Biff Racing a little bit as well. Biff Racing is the the Discord channel that you guys like to hang out in. So I suppose if any of you guys want to join in on the little technical collaboration going on there, you might have to look up Roselle on Biff Racing.
Everybody is welcome.
Awesome. I haven't actually been there yet. I need to go and hang out with you guys for a while down there.
I'm there, but I never go inside. I'm like, oh, ada beef racing, okay.
Masalah dia sebenarnya we're all lurkers actually.
Yeah.
We need to actually join the voice channel stuff. Thank you so much, Rizal, for joining us in the studio, and hopefully we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for the good commentating. It was very entertaining.
Absolutely. And so I guess the final interview we have right now is with our sponsor from SDeal, Patrick. Can you hear us? Unfortunately, we lost Patrick there. Hopefully, we'll catch him for the next round. But that was a shame. It's nice. It would have been nice to catch up with him. But special thanks to Patrick in any case for joining us and for enabling us to run this wonderful race. But now we move on from Oulton Park to Misano, Italy. So pernah drive tak dekat track ni?
I don't like this track.
Ini kita boleh panggilkan track Marmite sikit lah.
Track ni tak best. Because okay, one of the things yang saya perasan dekat track ni, dia punya corner is like macam tight gila.
Yeah.
I really don't like this track.
Bagi saya it's very how to say, it's very conditional on what car I'm driving. I love this track in GT cars, especially that we did a race once with GT 500 machinery around this track. It's amazing. On the other hand, I did do a race in TCR cars around here and I was last. So it really does depend.
But a lot of GT driver do love this track actually. Yeah,
absolutely. I've been talking with Zero Blinker and we did a bit of racing. I was actually in the same race. Zero Blinker was in the same race as I am in that GT 500 championship, and we both agreed that it was one of the most flat out sort of hard charging tracks. You had to get it absolutely perfectly right, hard on the brakes, hard into the corner, hard out of the traction zone.
With this track,
you can't drive it slowly.
Dia tak ada macam smooth. No, there is no such thing as smooth. It's like go.
Yeah, absolutely. So dia boleh dikirakan maximum full commitment track. So
it's a bit like a Silverstone kind of track.
Yes. I was just gonna say. And again, Silverstone in a Caterham, not so good. In a Formula 1 car, amazing. So there you have it. Not too sure. I haven't really driven the Saga around Misano just yet. We might do that a little bit later on, but that's gonna be interesting to see how that goes on around there. So I'm your poor man. Let's go! Simmatch, I want GT1 Sim Rig, please. That's from Amir Pomin there. Real life rallying driver. So you might get a sponsorship deal there. I'm not too sure. Might have to pass that.
Yeah.
So, okay, Zero Blinker, as you can see there. Awesome race. Can't wait to go to Misano. Of course, we cannot wait as well. Sidik, Sigaraga, Yo, Taichi, and Danish there. Yo, Taichi, absolutely fantastic stuff. We've actually managed to get a few words out of him, which is great. Hopefully we'll be able to have a bit more chat there. But brilliant stuff there. Good race, everybody. That's Jay's Racing comment of the day. I think that's the best comment to leave it on. Mungkin comment yang perfect ya. Memang betul-betul good race pada malam ni.
Basically malam ni walaupun ada incident there's a lot of drama compared to yang last race lah. Tapi malam ni dia punya race tu penuh dengan action tau.
Yeah, betul.
It's not like macam tak ada. Dia macam setiap orang ada different kind of stage yang buat silap and so on kan.
Dia macam hero's journey lah. Dia ada the build up, then the downer, and then the naik balik kan.
Yes.
Everyone went through their mini hero's journey tonight.
So kita nampak dia punya movement dia tu kan. Yeah.
So kepada semua yang dapat finish race ni, memang congratulations. And that's about it I think from this evening. The next thing we're going to do before we head off though is I am going to thank our sponsors. And unfortunately we weren't able to speak to Patrick there, but special thanks regardless goes to SDeal Gaming for whom we would not be able to do this without them. So special thanks goes out to SDeal there, along with Talk Lubricants and Simmatch simulators there, and special thanks there to VNM as well for their help. Do remember the Galeri Kereta KE30 giveaway is still on, so remember to grab that t-shirt for that chance to win 1 million. Terima kasih kepada semua penonton-penonton Galeri Kereta kerana sudi join kami pada malam ni. And of course, the two most important people to thank, special thanks to all the drivers. Race ni memang boleh dikirakan agak entertaining, agak interesting, tak ada satu moment boring pun pada malam ni.
Kita macam kira there's a lot of woo.
Yeah, exactly. Woo indeed. And of course, a very special thanks to you guys at home, without whom we would not be able to do what we love here. So give a round of applause to you guys at home. But now that's going to be it from our camera operator, pit lane reporter and general dogs buddy Umar Aziz, along with our producer Khairul Alang. Special thanks to Budi sudi menemani saya. Terima kasih Budi. I've been Max Palmer. We will see you all in the next stream. Bye for now. Ta-ra.
Oi, bukan kemain susah track ni. Nampak macam senang je dekat map.
So siapa yang belum subscribe Galeri Kereta, boleh klik button kat bawah subscribe, dan kita jumpa lagi di next episode untuk kita apa lagi proses untuk KA30 ni. Okay, see you, bye bye. Assalamualaikum.